Okay, so it's occurred to me that it's probably going to be too difficult to try and get every single lesson in 10 minutes. I think it's impossible. Um, but I think that's what I'm almost positive that's what they do on the MP3. So we were talking about sounds that are not Samoan sounds. Real quick, I had a few thoughts. Um, Another example of English versus Samoan that's really common is the word ukulele. So in English, that is ukulele. Do you play the ukulele? But then if you listen to Samoan speakers, they generally they'll call it ukulele. You play the ukulele, and the reason that is because the U sound isn't a sound. Ukulele. It's a U sound. A-E-I-O, U. So ukulele. So that's why that is. It also, in the book, it talks about the long and short vowel sounds, and I remind you again that they explain that really well in the book. So read through that because I don't get it. We're talking about sounds that are not Samoan sounds. And so the first one is that there is not a Y sound. Your. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So there's not a Y sound. So what Samoan language does is it combines the vowels to make a Y sound. And it's kind of tricky, like I still struggle with it a lot because I just want to sound it out, but it doesn't sound right if you sound it out. So for example, we were talking about the word vayaso. So the way you sound it out is vayaso. Vayaso. So my tendency at least is to give every vowel its sound, so it's like vayaso because you got V-A-I-A, so it's that vayaso, and that's not right. You have to figure out how to make them flow together. It is right. It talks about later how you have to give every vowel its sound, but there's certain ones that just flow together and make sort of a different sound when they're together. Vayaso, yata. So I and any other vowel. So probably is going to make a ya sound. The W sound I do like because it just makes so much sense. It's so much easier when you sound it out. So here they use the example, whoa, whoa, whoa. So if you're sounding that out, like I was talking about before, it sounds like whoa. Like I have to think ooh, whoa. But it's a whole lot simpler if you just say whoa. So there I've combined them both, but now they run together smooth instead of me sounding them out and being all awkward. Another example is uila. Uila. So that's the tendency that I have, is to say uila, because you have a U and then you have an I and then LA, so uila. But those run together and it's wila. So you don't need to worry about, giving every sound its thing. This one's kind of like reading it, it looks really tricky because you think, well, I think that I want to sound it out, so it's wah wah, wah wah, wah wah. And it's funny because if you keep saying it like over and over again, it starts to make sense. Wah wah, like wah wah, wah wah, wah wah, artery. So the like Tui Asa Sopo, like I was sounding out his name and I was like trying to figure out how we come up with Tui. That's the nickname for Tui Asa Sopo. And Tui, T-U-I, is not Tui. It's just Tui. Tui. So each vowel is there, but they run together and it's smooth. Okay, Now here's the difference part. It talks about diphthongs and how the vowels, when they're side by side, you have to give each its own pronunciation because there is differences and they're really subtle. So here's the examples. Vai and vai, 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 vai. And one is leg and one is water. And those are two completely different words. Vai, 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 vai. I can't even tell the difference right now. Listen to the MP3. So, 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 so. Toi, toi, po, po. So there's really subtle differences on those you have to pay attention to. This goes back to the colloquial pronunciation, the T style and the K style. Basically, the way that I interpret it is that T is more respectful and K is more casual. The book explains it a whole lot better. That there are words that can be substituted. T's and K's can be substituted, and N's and G's can be substituted as well, and L's and R's. So it goes through a whole explanation of those. It's back to that Tina and Kinga thing. Kinga. Galofa. Yeah. I don't know, like, I personally, I don't remember ever really noticing, but for some reason saying the word fa'akefai, I don't know, however you say fa'fatai in the slang style is way more difficult to me than the normal. So it has here a few practices with the vowels, and here you can kind of get a chance to try and run them together. I'll just try and read through them quick as I can. Ai, ai, o, au, ea, ei, eu, eu, ea, ia, ie, io, iu, oa, oi, oi, ou, ua, we, we, wo. So those, it just occurred to me I need to practice this a lot more. Those are all examples of like, so the U's, especially at the end, wa, we, wo. So I didn't even notice because it's so tempting to be like wa, we, wo. When those just run together, the other ones is the a. So I, au, I. Yeah, needs practice. Okay, got about a minute. Wa, we, wo. Aeo, aeo. Wow, 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 aua, aua. Iai, iai, ia, io, iu. Ao, ea, ia, iu. It says to repeat those several times, and obviously I need to get on that. I have not repeated those in a while. Oops. So, once again, Gagana Samoa, get the book. You can get it online. You can get it at a Provo bookstore, PYU. Yeah, and thanks a lot. If there's anything you can help me with, please let me know. Post a comment. So grateful for everybody's support. Tofa soifua.